What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to some scary animations. It's not just going to be animations though, spoiler alert. But yeah, let's get into this. I always have trouble watching these on my own, so if you're like me, here's the video so that we can watch scary animations together. Hopefully we can have some laughs.
Hello, my name
let's
is
get into
Ed.
this. I'm a little nervous.
I'm from the Philippines. This story I'm about to share, it's not mine, but rather the story of my friend.
Okay.
Sarah. She used to work as a cashier at the SM Cebu. One night after a long shift, she decided to return to her boarding house.
I know they said this is in the Philippines. I know nothing about the Philippines.
She got a text from her friends inviting her to have fun, but she refused politely. She just wanted to have some alone time. She almost shrieked when she noticed someone behind her in the window, staring at her while she was trying to organize her belongings. But she immediately had a sigh of relief.
Oh, it's true boyfriend horror story. I was wondering if this was a Home Alone story, but no, it's true boyfriend horror story. I don't have any of those that I could share with you guys.
She realized it was her boyfriend.
Yikes.
She greeted him with a big smile and motioned to him to come inside, but he didn't move.
What the? This is eye
Sarah
twitching?
didn't understand and asked, "How long have you been standing there?" But she received no response.
I know you can't see him right now. Hold on. Let me move myself over here. Maybe that'll be better for you guys.
This bothered her because he was just standing there, doing nothing.
See, look at that face.
Staring at her with dead eyes. A bit frustrated, she decided to go out and meet him. But when she went outside, he was no longer there.
What?
She thought he was pranking her, hiding. But how could he have hid so quickly?
Yeah.
After all, there was no place in sight to hide. She dialed her boyfriend's number while she was searching for him, hoping to hear the loud ringtone. She knew her boyfriend would never put his phone on silent, but she heard nothing. Instead,
literally can't relate. My phone is like almost always on silent unless I really am expecting a call.
Her boyfriend's voice on the phone greeting her. She asked him where he was and to stop hiding.
Weird.
Confused, having no idea, he asked, "What are you talking about? I am currently at home." She couldn't understand. "But I just saw you staring at me just a minute ago," she replied. "How is that even possible?" he asked. "You are aware that I would always call before visiting." This scared her, because he was right. He would always call or at least text if he were to visit.
At least he's a gentleman, though.
"If it wasn't you, then who was I talking to?" she said fearfully. She got goosebumps as she frantically looked around.
What if that guy at the window is actually her boyfriend and the one that she's on the phone with isn't her boyfriend? Just kidding, I don't.
Sweat began to trickle down her face. Her boyfriend answered, "Sarah, it's okay. I'll be there. Just go back inside and don't open the door. I'll call you when I arrive." He hung up, and she immediately went inside, locked all the doors, windows, and started praying. A few minutes later, her boyfriend called, asking her to open the door. They embraced. He hugged her tightly and made sure she was all right.
Is that really him, though?
They talked about the odd situation. This also scared Sarah's boyfriend, so he decided to bring Sarah to his place to spend the night in safety. Years have passed. She is now happily married to her boyfriend.
Maybe he has a twin brother. Maybe he just has a twin brother who doesn't like his brother.
They are now also blessed with a daughter. Sarah's husband loves to play with their daughter, enjoying life, seeming as if he had forgotten everything about what had happened those years ago. Thinking back, Sarah still questions herself. What would have happened if she hadn't called him and just kept looking for that person who stood outside her window?
I feel like that was a little unnecessary. Like, if she... What? I noticed a lot in these scary animations at the very end, they'll be like, "And sometimes Sarah wonders what would have happened if she didn't blah blah blah," and I'm like... What? Like, I get that's a very scary thing to think about, and a lot of people who have been through traumatic events often think, like, what if I hadn't done this? But I feel like they just added in at the end of every single horror animation. Also, I just wanted to say, most of the animations I'm reacting to are from Wansee Entertainment, so go check them out. So this next one is actually some ones that my friends made. It's not an animation, but I just wanted to check it out, because I haven't watched this yet. And it's also on Instagram Reels. They haven't posted it on YouTube, so sorry if the cropping is a little bit weird, but hopefully there's also no copyrighted music in this. Please no copyright. But yeah, I know these people. Well, I know one of them.
To whom it may concern, I received a strange envelope in the mail today, sent by a Matthew Thornton.
Okay.
The contents of this envelope are quite bizarre, but creative nonetheless.
Cats.
However,
I see you.
I can't help but feel bothered by it, simply because I haven't got a clue as to who Matthew is and why this envelope was addressed to me.
Okay, weird. Little gremlin on the...
The pages don't make sense either. It speaks of birth, religion, and stars and how they all correlate. Life, I suppose. But I must figure out why. This mystery is driving me insane.
Ah, nice. Some blood.
I want answers. I need answers.
Agreed. Oh, ear's bleeding. Oh, bro's having a little bit of an ear bleed. Don't worry, everybody gets those. Totally normal. Oh god. Did you just give birth? Did bro just give birth? Bro. Bro just gave birth. One of the comments says, "What the fuck?" And then in parentheses it's respectfully. Oh my god, that one was good. I probably shouldn't be laughing at that, but that one was good. That reminds me of this like urban legend that I heard a while ago in like high school, even before then in middle school, where like if you pierce your own ears, this girl like once pierced her own ears and it got like infected and she started pulling a string and it was actually like one of her nerves that went to her eyes and she went blind. So I thought that's where they were gonna go with it, but no, bro just gave birth in the sink. It happens. By the way, if you want to go check out more of their work, there's their Instagram page. They also do have like a full, I think, movie on YouTube called The Single. I think that's what it is. Really good. I did watch that one. Pretty interesting. So if you want to go check them out, go check them out. This already right here is really disturbing. Disclaimer, this video is intended for mature audiences only, but it's PG-13, which makes me think there's going to be nothing rated R. Therefore, it is safe for my eyes, but is it safe for yours?
My friend John asked me to go with him to an abandoned house.
Okay.
It was an abandoned house that was famous in our neighborhood.
Speaking of abandoned houses, I've always wanted to go explore abandoned places. I just haven't had the cojones to do so yet. Also, is this really quiet for you?
Famous because it was haunted. Everyone who went into it.
There you go. I turned it up for you, besties.
I told John I would never go there, let alone inside, but he demanded for me to go, saying he would introduce me to a nice pretty girl.
Whoa.
I to know. Knowing that,
A pretty
refuse.
girl.
We went to the abandoned house, and as soon as we stepped inside, we saw a large portrait of a family. The people in the
What the
portrait
fuck?
were all bearing
That's not a portrait of a family. That's some pretty cool art. I think my boyfriend would enjoy, but no.
their teeth like animals. and there was blood around their mouths.
Okay.
The painting gave me goosebumps. We kept walking around, shining the flashlight here and there. Then suddenly I heard the sound of dishes clattering
Oh,
from
God,
the kitchen.
no.
I was startled and pointed the flashlight in that
They
direction,
eating tonight.
but there was no one. Plates,
They're eating tonight.
forks, and knives.
It's like they're not
neatly
eating
arranged
tonight.
on the main table. As I approached, I had noticed that there were bones on the plates. It looked as if a human skull was split into several pieces. I screamed and ran to John and told him, "Let's get out of here." But John said, "I came all this way. Allow me to give a high five to the ghost, and then we can leave. Now,
What the
let's
fuck?
go to the second
Why does he seem so sinister? Like he's planning something. Is he gonna kill this dude? Am I about to watch a murder happen?
floor. No matter how much I begged him to leave, he wouldn't listen. We went up to the second floor, and there too were many paintings hanging on the walls. They seemed to be old paintings of the family's ancestors, and their
I
faces
wish
were distorted.
the paintings were a little bit
creepy.
different in this
They had
animation,
red
but they're like
skin
really
with
good.
pimply dots
They
on
just, I don't
them
know.
and long fingernails.
Ooh,
I
she
entered
looks
the first
cool.
room. As soon as I opened the door, a dark figure shouted from inside the room.
Looks delicious.
And then a skeleton figure of a woman crawled towards me. I was startled, and I took a step back. Cold air hit my face, and then the woman disappeared. I thought I was hallucinating due to my extreme fear, and my
Is this
body
called True Story? No, it's just abandoned house horror story. So I was like, this is not true.
started.
Sorry, I keep pausing the video, but I am a skeptic. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in paranormal things. So for this, like, if anything, I would just explain this as he's having a mental break right now. He is so scared that he is having a mental break.
To shake. It was then that it happened. I heard John screaming from
Wait,
the
where's your
door.
glasses?
So I ran to see what was happening. However,
He's got his
when I
glasses
tried to
now.
open the door, it was locked. John, open the door. I twisted the door.
Is
knob.
John just fucking with him?
Opened the door, but all I could hear from behind the door was John groaning and the sound of
Groaning. Maybe he's just having a good time in there.
dishes clinking and some people laughing. I slammed into the
High
door
five
with
him,
my
John.
whole body.
High five him, John. That's what you came here for.
I tried to look
Just
around
give him a
for
little.
the key, but I couldn't find it. Then I heard John say something. I put my ear to the door and listened closely. "I'm ecstatic," he said.
What?
I kicked the door for a while, but no
Telling you, he's just having a good time in there. That's all that is.
chance. So I called the police. Even if I had to face punishment, I thought I had to save John. After a while, the police arrived. They were angry at me, saying that in this house, dozens of people had died. They broke the doorknob and went inside. When the door finally opened, we were shocked by the sight of John. He was lying on a large table
Was he naked too? Is that a part of... Okay.
wearing nothing but his underwear, and there
Okay.
were several forks stuck into his stomach. There were plates surrounding him filled with black liquid. And John, he was muttering the
Why
same
is it
thing
censoring
over and
it?
over again. "Enjoy
They
your
probably
meal.
can't put that on YouTube.
Enjoy your meal," we screamed. But John just continued to mutter to himself, "Please, eat this as well." He grabbed the knife and tried to stab himself in the stomach. As the officers approached and tried to rescue him, he swung at them with the knife. "I won't give you my flesh," he screamed.
What?
The police barely managed to gain control of him. He left the house on a stretcher, screaming
So he's not
in
dead?
tremendous pain, and then fainted.
And now he
He
doesn't
was
have
then
any
taken
fork
away in an
wounds?
ambulance. He underwent surgery at the hospital. When I visited him a few days later, he didn't even look at me, but just looked at the ceiling and smiled.
Weird.
Oh, that night was the best night of my life. When I entered the room, the family was skinny from prolonged hunger, but they
Okay.
were so beautiful.
What?
that I decided to satisfy their hunger. I lay down on the table, and they started eating my flesh.
What?
Seeing them happy made me so happy that I couldn't stop laughing from joy. I couldn't believe I could provide meals to such noble people.
What?
It was only then that I realized the reason I went into the house was for them. Bloody tears started to flow from his eyes.
Number one thing that did not happen this whole video.
And suddenly, he glared at me and shouted, "But why did you come in during mealtime? If you hadn't disturbed me, they would have eaten all of me. Take me back there. They are waiting for me." He grabbed me by the collar and demanded. The nurses and doctors came running and held him back. I was so shocked that I had no choice but to leave the hospital room.
Okay.
He was no longer the John I knew.
Yeah.
I couldn't say anything. I just cried.
Okay.
I just kept hoping it was all just
Whoa,
a
butt
bad
animation.
dream. A
Butt
few days
animation.
passed after that,
Wait, I want to look at that butt animation.
hoping it
Butt
was all
animation.
just a bad dream. A few days passed after that, and I didn't have the courage to contact John again.
Yeah, that's
After
fair.
some time, I learned he had tried to rip out his stomach with his hands, saying he had to give the food to the family in the...
So, I know just a couple minutes ago I said that I am a skeptic, but I do actually have a relatable thing to this of ghosts giving you, like, mental health problems, and I know I don't believe it. I think you're just, you just have mental health issues going on, and clearly this guy does, but something that I was told a lot growing up by my family is some of the, like, I had a cousin, Teresa. It's technically my aunt's cousin, but so she's like my second cousin, and apparently their house was like haunted, like really badly, like demon, like really a lot of negative energy there. And my cousin Teresa ended up being diagnosed with schizophrenia, and she said that she saw things like in that house, like things watching her sleep and just like creepy ass shit happening in that house. And obviously I think it's a bunch of like bogus. I think, yeah, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, she saw some things, but her whole family ended up going crazy, and now Teresa is in a mental health place, so she's getting help. But I don't know, I've heard that a lot, that ghosts can kind of give you like mental health problems. It can make you really depressed. Sometimes you have thoughts of like, bad thoughts. I don't know. Mental health problems just run in my family, so that's probably all it was. But it's an interesting thing.
The abandoned house, he was eventually admitted to a mental hospital.
Yeah.
While
Good
he
for
was
him.
in the mental hospital,
Get that
he
help,
drew the
shoddy.
faces of the family of the abandoned house. They were thin, with long teeth and fingernails. They looked more like monsters than people. Today, I often think about what it might have been that John saw. I mean, I can't even imagine it. I just
Okay.
hope that John gets
That
back
zoom.
to his old self.
I doubt he will. Again, amazing Wansee Entertainment. Thank you for providing me this amazing animation. You guys are awesome. Also, if you're looking for voice actors, look no further. Right here. You got yourself an amazing voice actor. I can do Brooklyn accents. I can do a British accent. That is not British. There we go. I've got the British accent. I can do an Alexis accent. What about a Southern? I can do Southern. So why don't you bring the cows and the chickens to the coop? I don't know. Anyways, that is my application. Thank you for listening, watching.